It all started in fifth grade, 1985. My mom passes away from a malpractice. This was one of those wounds that affected my life forever. I can still remember that day waking up and getting the news that my mom had passed away, and that same day my brother had a seizure. So I felt like, okay, my mom is dead, now my brother's dead also.
I remember when I was younger, my mom used to take us to Bible camp. And that was really the first time I was able to see who God was. And as I'm getting older, it slowly started disappearing. It was more of an emphasis on sports. God wasn't really the center of our family. It was something you kind of just did. So, growing up, it was kind of confusing in that nature of who we are and what we're trying to do.
I remember my grandmother. I grew up in Puerto Rico, and she would always kind of warn us, myself and my brothers and my, family members, that we had every bad vice in our system, right? So from alcoholism to drug abuse to womanizing to gambling, I mean, the whole gamut, right? We always, just because that's what our history was, unfortunately, for a lot of the members of our family, in particular the men. I remember at some level being scared to get married because everybody I knew had been divorced.
At the age of 17, I picked up a cocaine addiction, and I started to sell drugs, between Miami and Orlando. In 2000, I get caught. I end up getting 3 years in prison for the selling of drugs. In the process of that, I get work release and I meet my wife. One of the things that happens is that you always end up going back to what you knew. So as soon as I got out, I was clean for a while. I ended up back in the drugs, going back into thinking how to make money with drugs.
For me, I felt like I had been doing a lot of different things over the years, trying different ways to I guess even stay motivated, and I guess looking for answers, big questions as far as what I was meant to be doing, what my purpose was, what I was put on this earth to do. I started doing a lot of motivational workshops and looking into, I guess what they call self-empowerment. And what I found at the end of the day, I'm just a flawed individual.
All my life was filled of temporal satisfaction. It led me to the life of promiscuity, drugs, alcohol. All throughout high school, I'm living this life of a clown, just messing around, doing this with no order, no obedience, trying to pretend and put this mirage that I'm a man and I know what's going on, but deep down I was troubled, confused, and I didn't know where to go.
For the first time since my dad had died, I really met the man that I wanted to be like. 5 years ago, where I met Dr. Joaquin Molina, he really impacted me with these words when he says, "Hey George, do me a favor, don't waste my time. If you want for me to help you get to where God wants for your life, I'm willing to do it. But if you just want to play around, then don't waste my time."
Part of the impact of what is a man and being in the church is it's provided a new standard of excellence that I didn't know was available before for my life.
Since being a part of What is a Man and now applying the teachings that I've been taught here, I've noticed such a big difference in 4 months. I really crave order and structure. People who have known me the longest, they wonder what I'm doing. Some people just want to be next to me because they see what's happening in my life. So that really showed me how God and What is a Man is working in my life.
One of the crazy things about life is that it depends on who you talk to, and you ask them what a man is, and you get different answers. Me growing up, one of the answers was, if you're a man, you can fight. If you're a man, you have a bunch of women. If you're a man, you can hold your alcohol, you can do drugs. Now I've seen some people who say a man is one who sexually abuses you, one who physically abuses you, one who abandons you at the age of 3. So there's so many distorted views of what a man is, when we know that the perfect man is Jesus Christ. Ever since he's come into my life, I've been able to find peace there. I've been able to find a refreshment. I've been able to find restoration for me, for my family, and for those that are around me.
And so with my relationship with my kids now, it's like living a dream, I love my kids, and I guess the biggest difference I see is just seeing the reaction that they have to me, when I come home, that I'm available for them. One of the super important things I learned, again, as part of the ministry is that kids spell love T-I-M-E, right? So at the end of the day, making that time to be available for my kids has just led to just such blessing in my life that I now see it reflected upon my children and upon, the face of my wife.